Guys, you're welcome to All We Are. In this show, we dive deep into purpose and value, making the world a better place. So, looking at our generation now, we've come to understand that there are a lot of things that are missing in this generation. So, we intend to set up this show to help us or to bring us back to value, morals, and integrity. So, you're welcome to our very first show in All We Are, or our first episode in All We Are. We'll be discussing about values. So we throw this question to the public: where did our value go? Because there are things we see on social media that are not really decent. We believe that these things are striking out the positive value or the positive morals that are supposed to influence this generation to become better people, but these things are missing. So we have to, this show is set up to point it out and help us retrace our steps back. Yeah, you're welcome to our very first episode. So if you are not too busy, I want you to welcome our first guest in this show, which is Mr. Tunde. Mr. Tunde, you are welcome to the show. Thank you so much for coming. So Mr. Tunde is an educational consultant. He's also a teacher, if I'm not mistaken.
You're right.
So he's the right person to talk about this value. You know, I always believe that everybody has a trait of leadership in them. So I always tell people that wherever you find yourself, in any position you find yourself, you are a leader, because as long as you master what you do, you are able to teach others to do the same thing. Automatically, you are a leader. So the main purpose now is to help everybody understand they are leaders. So whatever they do, it influences people negatively or positively. And in this form, it comes back to us as a community. If teachers could fight in the school, what do you expect the students to do? So I just come to the understanding that there are lots of things that are wrong with, should I say, our community generally. Or what do you think about that?
To answer that question, let's start from the simplest and from the scratch. I would say for the teachers fighting, number one thing that is very certain is that teachers are known to be the model, role model.
Yes.
And if teachers that we are looking as a role model fighting in the school premises or outside the school premises does not give a kind of good trait to teachers. Because we know that the backbone of every society are these teachers. And if teachers could go ahead or could be seen fighting, I don't know what they are inculcating in their children. For them to have, I don't want to know what have transpired between them.
Yes.
But to have a kind of level of indiscipline that they could be fighting in the presence of their students. I don't know what they are teaching the students. Check those teachers, check them. You will actually see that they also lack moral. They also lack moral. They do not have any value, because one thing is certain: if you're a good teacher must be a role model. Yes. And what are we inculcating? What are we teaching? If we could teach in the class, students will understand what we are teaching. What about the moral aspect of it? The moral aspect of it should be the same, should join the teaching aspect, because as a teacher, we are the figure, we are the role model of this student. Don't forget that some students even come to school because of a teacher. Now seeing such teacher in that kind of act, what are we talking about? We are talking about moral, we are talking about value. Yes. Don't forget that when we talk about moral is a sense of doing things that is wrong or right.
Yes, sir.
For the topic we are treating today, is cut across.
Yes.
It's cut across. If we can, something that is very, very certain is that you can't give what you don't have.
Yes, sir.
And moral should be something everybody should have. And where is this moral coming from? We can't get it from the market. We can't get it from the school. The only place that moral can be instilled on children is their home, the background, the family background, the home.
Thank you so much for your answer. I really appreciate that. I disagree with teachers fighting in the school premises, even outside the school premises, because they are in position of influencing a whole lot of people at the same time. So now, speaking of the second example, I saw a video on social media where there's engaged into a challenge. I don't know what kind of challenge is like that. If you can open your chest. I don't know if we pay them to do that. They are not putting on anything. That is, should I say, the message they are passing across is, for me, is deadly for a generation. I mean, where is your self-respect? Where is your value? And I will agree with you. I don't know. This is my conclusion, that I think upbringing matters a lot. So I trace these things back to their family. Like, if their parents did the needful to train these children, I think you will have respect for your body, have respect. You'll be able to differentiate what you can do or what you could do in the society, outside your home, inside, and so I attribute this to, like, our parents. They did not do their job.
Let me quickly chip in something there. Let me try to explain or buttress your point there. When you see such thing on social media, do you know that 95 of the parents or parenting that we have now, or the parents we have now, they've neglected their duty as a parent. They opt their children to go to school at a very tender age, forgetting that the first school of thought for a child is the parent. If, as we want our society to be a very good place, number one thing we need to put into consideration is child upbringing, which is done by the parents. Some parents, in fact, most of the parents we have now, they believe that these children, once they are, maybe because of the environmental factor, because everybody, we are trying to make a living, source for living for us. Parents have failed in their responsibility, that a child at a very tender age will be taken to school. What kind of moral will the school instill on these children? The first behavioral or the first educational background of a child should be the parents. And don't forget that whatever they see, these children, they try to experiment whatever they see. Yes. And parents are also role models to these children, because whatever they see from their parents, that's what they will experiment. So you won't have to blame these children. Let's try to look at their own. What is going on in their own? What is the moral these parents are inculcating in these children? And don't forget that after parenting, there are two virtual or two important institutions that we are not looking at. Religious institution. Because I could remember when we were very young, this educational camp that we go to or we went to when we were very young, they teach moral. They instruct students or children, give children, educate them, inform them about this moral. But where are they now? Where are our religious institutions? What are they doing? So the only problem we have, is just that we are trying to move, neglecting a major problem. A child is coming from a home. He or she has parents. The parents should be the first set of people that will instill discipline, instill moral in these children. Hello, environmental factor will never instill any moral to any child.
I agree with
the
you.
only thing environmental factor will do is to add or deduct from what you are bringing out. And the only thing school will do is to give or try to be disciplined on the moral that has been inculcated to children. The school is just like, they are just trying to build on what the children have already gotten from home. We understand. So parenting, upbringing of children is a very key word. It's very paramount when it comes to moral and value.
Thank you, Mr. Timbe. I really appreciate it. So I think we've come to understand now that in order to reshape our value system or to trace our step back to our value system, we have to also revisit our parenting. That is what we are trying to say. Thank you so much, sir. I really appreciate it.
You're welcome.
So I'll be asking some questions that I think are very important so that all of us can have something to give from this show, right? So my first question here is what are the biggest moral shifts you have noticed in the society over the years?
There are a lot of moral shifts, but one one of the apex moral shifts
Yes.
is integrity and being responsible.
I agree with you.
I believe something. If they should tell you that you are highly irresponsible, it cuts across, because if you are responsible, you will have integrity.
Yes.
If you are responsible, you'll be a trustworthy person. If you are responsible, you'll be polite, you'll be honest, you'll be kind.
Yes.
You'll be kind. So when it comes to shift, the moral shift in our environment, there are a lot of shifts in our environment when it comes to moral. Morally, there are a lot of shifts in our environment. But the only two that I could say that is the driving force, the backbone of our character, is what? Integrity and responsibility.
I agree with you on that. Thank you so much for that answer. I agree with you. When it comes to integrity, I think what most people buy is integrity. When people see you, they don't care how you look. Do you understand? So your integrity paves a lot of way for you. So I agree on that answer. Thank you so much once again. So the second question is, what do you think is the main reason people's value have changed? Is it social media, parenting, culture, or something else?
We talked about this earlier, but let's try to expatiate and elucidate on that. When it comes to, we all blame social media. Normally, there are a lot of negative things about social media, but there are a lot of positive things.
Yeah, a whole lot.
A lot of positive things. In fact, people that we see now, some people are working on social media and they are making money. Cash.
Yes.
Why some will not even work and they are getting their money too? That's where we are coming to integrity.
Yes.
So when it comes to, we all blame social media. We all try to look at it from the perspective that most of those things that is being instilled to our children are from social media. I will tell you, no, it's not everything. Because one thing that I've realized in time is that parenting is a key factor. Parenting is a key factor. There is no way you are going to teach your children the way of life, a good way of life, that you will not repeat, that you will not see it in them. When you instill moral in these children, when you teach them what they need to know, let me cite an example. Social media will not teach you how to respect people. The environmental factor or the environment in quote will not teach you how to respect people. And when it comes to respect, in our own part of the nation, let's say the southwest part of the country now, we try to associate respect to greeting. We will understand that most of our teens now, they don't know how to greet. And that will not be a kind of thing that is being inculcated from the environment, from the surrounding. Greeting should be from home. Greeting should be from home. I could remember when we were growing up, my dad would tell me, "Have you greeted me this morning?" You have to greet. You have to greet. How many parents have time for that? How many parents are balancing that? How many parents checkmate their children on that? How to respect. Environment will not instill discipline, will not instill respect on any children. It's you that will teach. It's the parent that will teach the children how to respect, how to be honest, how to be kind to everyone around. How to be kind to everyone around. Being trustworthy, being loyal, being responsible is something that is being inculcated, instilled from home. It's the parents. But our parents now are giving less concern on this. They are not concerned on this. And they've given a room for children to develop a kind of morality that they want. And that is where social media comes in.
I agree with you, sir.
And that is where social media comes in. If you do not teach them if you do not train them how to be respectful, if you do not teach them on integrity, if you do not teach them how to be honest, social media will teach them, either positive or negative.
Yes, sir. I agree with you on that. And I would like to chip in this. One is for you to teach them. Second is to revisit. Because I have seen people that are from a good home, but they have a very bad character. They have no value system. Now, I want to ask, there are some parents that have put in a lot of effort to train these children. You still see when they go out there, they still misbehave. They behave as if they were never taught. Some, they taught them how to respect, but as they are growing up, they begin to build a value system, a personalized value system on their own, which brings shame to the family. So how do we, in a short, how do we sort that?
Mr. Moderator, thank you very much for that. I would say, see, I believe one thing in life. No matter how bad the child is, it's always traceable. Charity begins at home. And don't forget that we are talking about moral value. And when it comes to this moral value, I believe it's something that is being reflected on every individual. No matter how the parenting is, no matter how bad the parenting, no matter how good the parenting is, it will surely reflect on individual. That is why, see, we are trying to look at it. There is no two way for that. Don't let us trade it. A good home will definitely bring up a good child or children. A bad home will definitely do the same. And it's a reflection. It will always reflect.
That's the power of its influence.
That's it. It will always reflect. Yes. And I mentioned something. There's no way our parents will be instilling these values, morals, discipline into these children, that there won't be something that they'll have to check. They understand. There must be check and balance. Yes. There must be check and balance. Now, let me cite an example. I could remember that when you look at our family for now, the families can be classified into two, nuclear and extended. Let me give an insight. Let me ask a question. When it comes to respect, who do you think we have more respect between these two children? The one raised by an extended or from an extended family, and the one raised from a nuclear family. You will definitely see that from an extended family we have upper air than the nuclear family, because when it comes to instilling discipline, you can't do it all alone. Parents cannot do it all alone. That is why in an extended family you have elderly people around that have seen things in life, that knows about life, that could help bring a child in a good way. And secondly, there's no way we are going to remove this, or we are going to delete the religious factor.
It's very important.
It's very important. See, train up your child.
Not the last actually.
Yeah,
so we are still going. So the next question is, have you ever faced a situation where choosing integrity was difficult?
Everybody in life
we would like to hear yours.
Everybody in life will definitely have one or two things to say when it comes to integrity.
Okay, this is a question of yes or no. This is a question of yes or no. So the question is, have you faced any situation where you're choosing integrity was difficult? What did you do and what was the outcome? So is it yes?
I would say I will partially say yes.
Okay, and what was the outcome?
The outcome, I won't lie to you, the outcome wasn't good at all.
Yeah, it wasn't just.
It was not good at all, because the moment you trade that integrity, people will not value what you are. To be on the safer side, your yes should be your yes. Your no should be your no. And don't compromise your integrity for it.
I would like to chip in this, that the most valuable commodity you have is your integrity. So your integrity is what you say. If you like, you say all you can. But when you come and you discover that you lack integrity, you are going nowhere. So it's very ideal for us to uphold our integrity wherever we find ourselves. Thank you, Ms. Nati.
You're welcome.
So this is the most important and the last question. I believe that this is valuable to me, valuable to our viewers, and valuable to you as well. So we will really appreciate your candid answer to these questions. So now we intend to restore values. So we are going to be asking a couple of questions as regard that, right?
Okay.
Yes, sir. So number one question is, what practical steps can individuals take to start bringing back strong values in our own lives and communities?
Number one is that religious institutions should go back to the olden days thing, bringing back religious camp to educate children, not only children, even adults, educating them on moral and value. If these are being ascertained and if these are being fixed, I think we are good to go. The society will be a very good place for everyone to be or to stay. And secondly, our community. Don't forget, there's no way we are going to look at this thing that we will not be talking about the environmental factor. Environmental factor is one of the powerful influence on every individual. In our community, in our environment, there should be a kind of symposium. There should be a kind of training. There should be a kind of, let's say, structure that is to educate, to educate children on the value of
the value system.
And the value system of morals. We are looking at morals here.
Yes.
On the value system. I think if we could do that, I think we are good to go. The society, the environment will not be porous as we are today, and there will be a kind of, the environment will be good for everyone to be.
Thank you so much, sir. I would like to chip in too that also our parents should sit down and ask themselves what actually is their work as parents. You understand?
Sure.
Because this youth or the Gen Z we are majoring on now, they are human beings. And human beings, we are programmed by what we see, what we hear, what we were taught. You understand? So if the parent who happens to be there from scratch and not deliberately inculcating something into them that will add value to the community and even to them as individuals, like that's the children now as individuals,
Sure.
they are lacking in that aspect. And they will go elsewhere to fill or to quench their hunger.
Sure.
So I believe that majorly the parents need to start working. It's not all the time social media. I love social media, but they really, okay, if you are getting married now as a young lady or as a young guy, what is your work as a parent? You understand? It's not just getting married. Yes, the lady is beautiful, the guy is handsome, is sweet, but what is your work as a parent? If you happen to give birth to your first child, what is your work as a parent?
Can I chip in something?
Yes, sir.
We are trying to look at it and we are forgetting something here. Those parents that we are talking about, what is their level of moral discipline?
That's another issue.
You can't give what you don't have.
Yes, sir.
You can't give what you don't have. We have been looking at it from this perspective, that parenting. Don't forget that this modern world, parents do not even have time for their children, especially these modern parents. Let me quote that.
Yes.
This modern parent,
Yes.
someone that is below, let's say, in our teens, is really getting married, and the structure or the morality that is being inculcated, or that has been instilled to such person is even half. It's an half-baked.
It's not up to
Half-baked morality. What do you expect of such parents? So the problem now is that we need to go back. Our parenting. We need to go back to that. Parents should be, I won't say they should try to checkmate people going into marriages.
Yeah, yes.
We can't do that.
Yes.
But I believe something that we can, that's why I said we can actually create an avenue to teach, to instruct. We are not instilling. We cannot instill it. It's parents that will instill that discipline, that moral to their children. But our own is, we can easily teach them biblical way, Quranic way, and that's where our religious setting is coming in. So they have to educate them on the importance of value. Because if there is value, morals in this world we are today,
There will be peace.
there will be peace.
Yes.
We won't have a porous, a polluted environment,
Yes.
whereby an individual can just do whatever he or she likes,
Anytime.
and nobody will tell him or her, stop that.
Nobody can call.
Don't do that. Who is there to caution him? Or who is there to caution her? The person that is trying to caution him is half-baked. Do not have the moral in him or her.
Doesn't know what to do.
Doesn't know what to do. So what are we talking about?
I agree with you. So
that's it.
if I want to be raw now, even our parents should go back
They should go back
and
to
restructure
they should go back to the dashboard and restructure
their
value system.
Yes,
so that we are the one experiencing, we are the one seeing depreciation in value. Look at let's look at years back. There's still some kind of level of moral in the environment, but now the moral in the environment now, if I am to break, is zero. Is zero. Nobody is there, is checkmating, trying to control,
to balance,
to try to control. People that are to control themselves, they are also,
they need to control.
they need to be controlled.
I
So they need to be controlled.
Saturday.
So that's the problem.
Thank you so much.
Until we go back to the drawing board,
yes, sir.
we go back to where the problem lies, the better for us.
Yes, I agree with that statement, because that's what you're saying, that all of us should go back to
We
the
should
drawing
go back to the drawing
and
board.
make sure
Yes,
and
we should
strategize
go
how to bring back
back to
value.
the drawing board. Now look at how we can bring back our value. In fact,
Yes.
all our children are porous. They are porous.
God will
It's
help.
only God that can help this generation.
God will help.
If the generation like this, if you are looking at this generation like this, have you tried to look at what will happen in the next generation?
That's my fear, sir.
That is the fear.
That's
The
my fear.
fear of, it's not the fear of unknown. We already know.
We know already. There's no.
If
There's
this
no.
generation is like this, if we have this kind of generation, what do you think will
the
happen to the next generation? That is the question. Until we parents go back to the drawing board, and our religious institutions, I will keep on saying our religious institutions, because religious institutions, mosques and churches are known to be the central features of many homes. They are the central features of many homes.
I agree with you.
We believe if you are not a Muslim, you will be a Christian. And we have a book that is our principle, is our guidance.
Yes.
The Bible, the Quran. We should go back to it. Let's start.
And
Let's go back to it.
And
Keep to it. And those people that need to educate us on that should do that, should teach us, should know the in total of this, so that they too, they will not be a kind of instrument of destruction.
I agree with you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much
The
for that.
moderator. You're
So
welcome.
number 2 question is, how can we teach younger generations to value honesty, respect, and responsibility in a world that often rewards the opposites?
Rewards.
They reward the opposite. That is,
Yes.
if you are bad, they celebrate you. If you are wrong, they celebrate you.
My answer to that question is reward. Reward. People that are doing good, let them have the reward. Let them see the reward of doing good. It will teach other generation. It will teach younger ones to be able to inculcate that. Do you know that in this world of today, we appreciate bad things?
Yes. We celebrate.
We celebrate bad things.
Yes.
We appreciate bad things. And that is the reason why there is a kind of decline in our value. Our value is declining. Let them see the reward of being honest. Let them see the reward of being
hard
truthful.
work.
Let them see the reward of hard work. Let's celebrate integrity. Let's celebrate people that are hardworking. Let's stop celebrating people that are bad eggs of the nation. We have this mindset now. An individual, if you ask a very young person, that what do you want to become in future? The next thing is, I want to become a politician. Why? Because of what is there.
There is money there.
There is money there.
So,
They don't want to know what is they are passing through.
Yes.
Because of what our leaders are doing. And that's exactly what they want. They just want to get their way in, do whatever they want to do. And where is this integrity coming from? Where is this? Where are the loyal people? Where are the kind people? What are the reward given to these people? Let's celebrate them, so that this younger generation can see that, oh, this is the reward of being
honest.
honest.
Honesty.
This This is the reward of being
respectful.
This is the reward of being responsible. That's it.
I agree with you. Thank you
You're
so much.
welcome.
I really appreciate that.
You're
And
welcome.
I hope that there will be a serious, drastic change in that aspect, because honestly, you see a decent lady, you see a decent guy, that the disadvantage in the society will most time prompt you to go the other way around, because it just looks like it's a waste of energy being honest. It's a waste of energy being respectful. And that is a major lack in our generation. And if we continue to look at it this way, it's going to damage the next generation. My concern is not about us, our generation, because yes, it's a big mess already. But I think we can, it's okay that it's a big mess, yeah? But there's always a way for us to fix the next generation coming. Like you always say that you can't give what you don't have. You understand? Okay, now we know that we don't have some things. But our intentional move to achieve those things for the sake of the next generation, I think that is what makes us human.
Sure.
Yeah? So I just pray that there is a serious shift when it comes to this, like appreciating honest people and respectful people. And I mean, if those people are happy, that's the power. I call it the power of influence. If you are happy as an honest man, you can influence me to be honest.
Yeah.
That is how I can influence another person to be honest.
Exactly.
Thank you so much, sir. I really appreciate that. So the last question now is, if you could leave people with just one powerful message about restoring morals and integrity, what would that be?
Train your child. Nobody will train your child for you. Our children they are our reflection. Whatever we do, it will definitely reflect on them. Whatever we do, it will reflect on our children. There's no way we'll have a bad attitude or character or bad moral that will not reflect on the children.
And they will take that out.
And that's how they will take it out. And people will definitely see. And all these things that we've been discussing, no problem, that whatever that happened to them, whatever that happened to our children, we are the cause. We have to be blamed for it, either positively or negatively.
Yes.
They don't know. These children don't know. We are the ones to teach them what they don't know. And we shouldn't leave our responsibility
to the society.
If we leave our responsibility to the society will teach them what they need to know, either positively or negatively. And that is why I said internet is good and it's still bad. We have people that are working, making their money on internet, doing good with internet, and we have the opposite.
Yes.
So it depends on the parenting. It depends on how individuals are raised. It depends on how individuals are raised. And in our Yoruba adage, they say there's no way a child.
Say it in Yoruba.
The Yoruba adage we say, ọmọ ò ní bá ìpele bàbá ẹ̀ or ìyá ẹ̀ kó ṣàṣọdá. That is, a child will never be trained by a parent, will now be in another form. We will definitely have a kind of the way he or she is being brought up.
I want to ask you, is that the reason why I notice Yoruba parents usually beat their children a lot?
That's it. Because they believe that, see, there is one thing that is very certain, is that if you spare these children, if you spare them, they will bring shame. And the way we were brought up is different from the way these children have been brought up now. And that is the reason we have this kind of problem. There is a particular portion in the Bible that spare the rod, spoil the child. Do you understand? Yes. And in that verse of the Bible, in the Yoruba verse of that Bible, they said, Ayomode ni were this Egba Logun. That is the king. We see, there is no way you hold king The king is a kind of authority on his own without giving any sign. Once you hold
Just the king.
the king, they already understand what you want them to do and what you don't want them to do. And that is why I will give kudos to our parents. They non-model parents. Instilling moral is something that is
It's a serious business.
It's a serious business.
It's a serious business.
That is why there must be checking and balancing. You must checkmate it. When you are giving it, try to experiment it. See what you are giving. Are they experimenting? Are they actually using it? Is it part of their life activity? Do you understand? So we can't just instill and look at it that we have done our own best. Nothing. Continue. There will be problem at long run. But by the time you do that, you checkmate, you see. Our parents then, who are you? They're not born you well. It's not only talking. They don't talk. Our parents don't talk. They don't talk much.
Inclusive beating.
Impression. Expression.
Facial expression.
Body language. You go understand. A kind of
just the expression on the face. You are good to go.
You are good to go. You will definitely understand. If you are doing something that is bad, once you cite your parents, the facial expression alone give that courage to you that you should continue or you should stop. The parents that want to inculcate that must be ready and must have.
Thank you, Mr. Tide, for your answers. I really appreciate it. We've come to the end of the program. My message here to every one of us is we are trying. Both the parents, both our community, everyone in position, in leadership position, we are all trying. But it's ideal for us to go back to the table because we feel that something is wrong. We know, we know that something is wrong. It's ideal for all of us to go back to the table and set up our value system, because you might think that whatever you are doing now doesn't really affect you directly, but I believe it affects us as a community. The way I behave to Mr. Tude here now is a form of influence. When I influence him negatively, there is high possibility that he's going to influence another person negatively. So the way you behave to people is very, very important. That is why we need to revisit our value system and make sure we bring back good morals or positive morals in order to sustain or safeguard the next generation. Thank you, Mr. Tide.
You're welcome.
I really appreciate it.
I really appreciate it.
We hope to see you once again in this show. And thank you all for being a part of this show. Don't forget, this is our core value: morality, purpose, and leadership. We believe that all we are is a leader. We are all leaders. Wherever you find yourself, if you are able to compose yourself, comport yourself, behave like a leader, trust me, this world will be a better place. Thank you. We are glad to have you on this show. See you in our next episode.